Hey, thanks for joining us on another episode of Get to Know. Something special we're doing for Calvary students, and I have with me one of our Calvary students today, Sir Drew Johnson. Drew, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for those watching?
My name is Drew Johnson. I'm 14 years old, and I'm in the 8th grade, and I go to Hillsdale Middle School. Well, high school next year.
Next year, yeah. Right now, where are you going to school right now?
I'm going to school at home right now.
Yeah. How long's that commute? Is it okay? Bus ride all right, or?
It's really nice.
Good. Listen, if anybody could, I'm technically speaking, I'm thinking your dad could bring a bus home, just, drive to the end of the drive and drop you off.
He could.
He could. So how long have you been attending Calvary Baptist Church?
For as long as I can remember, really. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I've been going there ever since I was born, because my brother was going there since he was born. So.
And I know this, I'm gonna interject, and you're the younger brother, correct? Yeah. All right. So if he's been going his whole life, it makes sense you've been going your whole life. What is your favorite part about Calvary Baptist Church?
Probably just the people that are there, because they're really diverse, and you can have a lot of friends there, I guess, and that can be really helpful, especially in your walk with God.
Definitely. And I know, are you talking the people just general? No, all age groups. We're not talking just the teens right now, correct?
Well, I don't know that many people outside the teen group, so I guess I'm just referring to them.
Okay, and they're encouraging to you. Good. That's a good answer. If you had to pick maybe your favorite ministry about our church, or your favorite thing about beyond the people, like what ministry stands out to you that you're glad Calvary Baptist Church does this thing?
Well, I feel like missions is really important, because can't just stay in one place and expect God to do all the work. We need to go out and do our job.
That's good. I like that answer. So missions is very key in fulfilling the Great Commission. That's good. Having more than likely visited some other churches in your life, what have you noticed that maybe is a little bit different between another church and Calvary Baptist Church? What are some things that are different?
I mean, obviously there's not that feeling of home just because I've been going to Calvary my entire life. And you wouldn't know anyone there. And Calvary is it's just a part of life. It's not like it's not like going somewhere new every time that you go to church. It's just the same thing over and over again, and you're familiar with it. So it's like going home.
That's good. And that's pretty deep. I like that. It's like going home. And that's good to hear. So those are a few things specifically regarding our church. Are you involved in any ministries at our church?
Not really, no.
Not so much. From time to time, I know that you will work in a children's class from time to time. And in doing that, it's not something that's every week. Do you have a specific age group when it comes to kids that you like to work with?
Not really, no.
All right.
I mean, I don't like kids that much, but
and now we know. How about this one? Do you have any hobbies that you like to do?
I mean, other than just reading and playing video games and stuff, not that much.
Reading. I know that you are a big reader. On average, let's see. I don't even know how to set the parameters on this question to say monthly or annually or what. Let's go with monthly. How many books do you read in a month?
I mean, if I'm not procrastinating on them, then maybe like 2 or 3. It also depends on their size, because, bigger book, harder to read, takes more time.
So I'm going to change this because I know there's some big numbers in there. Let's say let's say from sixth grade to now, how many books do you think you've read? Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at least 100, but I don't know.
That's
I mean,
more
probably
than
more.
I've read. All right. I mean, there you go. Now, let me preface this. Are these books, as I'm asking you these questions about reading, are you reading these because they're assignments, or are you reading them just because you want to read them?
I'm reading them just because I want to read them, and a lot of
There.
people don't like reading, and I don't understand why.
I just wanted to put that out there for people watching. This isn't assignments, and this isn't something that people are making you do. I get it. You're reading because you enjoy reading. I do enjoy reading, but I don't know that I enjoy it enough to sit and read. And I guess here's what I know of you. There was a competition a few years back for your school based off how many books you read in the summer. Am I correct on that? And in that, I don't remember when it was, but in that specific summer, how many books did you read?
I can't remember.
I thought
Like,
you won the competition, man.
my memory is one of the worst that I know, so
Well, it's a
I'm not
good
gonna
thing you
remember
read a
this.
bunch of books and don't retain any knowledge. I don't know what to say,
I
man.
remember the books.
You remember the books. All right. Okay. I'm just
Remember
trying here.
any.
I'm trying to let people get to know you, the bookworm. In every instance that I have asked people who like to read, I have found almost always, if somebody likes to read, they are a fan of history. Is that true with you?
History is a interesting subject to read about, just because, like, why certain things might have happened, how they influence modern day. Is Yeah, I like history.
All right.
I mean, not like a history buff, but it's just fun to read about sometimes.
In reading historical stories, do you have a favorite historical event?
Historical event.
I know it's a weird question, but a lot of times in reading history, there's a specific topic that people like to read about if they like to read history. World War II. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Honestly, not really.
Okay. All right. Preference of fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Okay.
Stuff that doesn't exist is usually a lot more fun to read about than stuff that does exist.
All right. I understand. That's why you can't remember anything because none of it's true. Kidding, man. I'm kidding. What about outside of reading? What about any special hidden talents people may not know about you?
What does hidden talent even mean? Like,
So, for
no.
instance, you'll see there's an interview that I did with Owen Crum, and he had some hobbies, but a hidden talent that most people don't know about Owen Crum is that he plays the violin. Did you know that?
He's never told me that.
It's a
And I
hidden
haven't watched the
talent. You didn't
interview.
know about it. It was hidden. That's the point. That's why I asked that question. So, do you have any of those hidden talents? Something people don't know about you?
I mean, if we're going with instruments, then I play the two kinds of saxophone, so that might be something.
I didn't know that. That was hidden. I see. Push back the dirt, get to know a few things. Two different types. What's the differences in saxophones? I don't know.
Well, the alto sax is usually what people start with, and it's just like the all-around kind of, it can do it all, but jack of all trades, master of none, I guess, because it can play the high notes and it can play the low notes. And I also play the bari sax, which is technically the largest. It's not the largest, but it's one of the largest saxophones, and it's like half as tall as me, so it's pretty big, and it plays the deepest notes, and that's basically its specialty. It can go high, but not very well.
All right. Now, how long have you been playing the saxophone?
Ever since fifth grade, so ever since I was like what, like 10, 11.
All right. Well, there you go. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really fun. I should probably practice more, but it's fun.
That was going to be my follow-up question. Do you practice at home? What is that like? Do people say, be quiet, go outside, go what?
My brother gets really annoyed with it, so yeah, I either have to practice In the basement or outside? And I haven't gone outside in a while. Well, I've gone outside, but not to practice my saxophone.
I understand. Listen, you didn't have to explain. We're all quarantined. If you didn't go outside, nobody's going to ask any questions about it. All right. What dreams do you have for life as far as your career? What are you thinking career wise that you would
I
like?
have no idea what I want to do when I grow up.
None. Nothing. What interests? I mean, we're talking some of your interests. You could be a professional saxophone player. There it is.
Maybe. I mean, something in the music industry would be really interesting to me, but I just don't know yet.
Too early to tell. Nothing wrong with that. Do you think, whatever it is, do you think you will pursue college?
Probably, but I just don't know.
Gotcha. I get that. Not a problem. Let's change gears to some spiritual things here just for a moment. Do you know the Lord is your Savior?
Yeah.
All right. That was an easy question. Now, can you expound on that for us and tell us your story of how you got saved?
I think I was 5 years old, and I was like sitting in my bed after Sunday church one night, and I decided to ask God to be my savior. And then I opened my door, went to my brother's bedroom, woke him up, and then I told him, and then he told me to go to our parents' bedroom and wake them up and tell them. And so I did that. And so everyone was awake when I got saved.
All right. So you just woke everybody up. Now, what prompted it? It was late at night. Did you have a dream? Was it just something you were thinking about at 5? What prompted that?
I came home from church thinking about, like, what's beyond death? Like, what am I either go to hell or go to heaven. And I don't think hell sounds like a very nice place. So I don't have any reasons not to ask God in my heart, so I might as well do that. And so I think that was kind of what prompted me to do that.
All right. Well, that's some deep thinking for a 5-year-old, but good for you for thinking it. So at 5 till now, that's been some time that has gone past. It has seemed to have been a reoccurring theme that those who have gotten saved at a younger age have had some concerns, some questions, maybe even some doubts regarding their salvation. Have you experienced any of that in your own life?
I never really questioned whether or not I'm saved, honestly.
Good, good, good. And that's totally fine. Most have. And so good for you for not. And being able to look back at that day and just know that it was settled and I got it all taken care of. How about some favorites when it comes to spiritual things? Do you have a favorite Bible story?
Yeah, Gideon is probably my favorite. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it's called. One of my, yeah, Gideon and the Sword of the Lord. That's one of my favorite Bible stories.
All right, good. Do you have a favorite lesson or a favorite sermon that you have heard through the years?
I remember this one guest preacher he came to Calvary, and I remember him specifically saying, "You reap what you sow." So, what goes around comes around. You get what you give. That sort of lesson.
Yeah, good. Do you have a favorite speaker or favorite preacher?
I mean, probably the person that I've heard the most, Mr. Harry Shackett.
There it is. There it is. That's good. When your pastor is your favorite speaker, that's a very good thing. All right, let's move beyond some of these things. What is your favorite candy bar?
That's a tough question because, I mean, there's so many of them. They all taste so good.
All right. You're standing at a wall full of candy bars, every candy bar imaginable. What are you going to pick, man?
I've always liked Milky Ways.
Milky Way.
Because they take two of my favorite things and put them together. They take Three Musketeers and they take Twix. Caramel and nugget chocolate. And that's just really good.
All right. Do you like the ice cream version as well?
I don't think I've had that version.
Oh, all right. Well, Have to keep that in mind. Maybe when all this is over, I can hook you up with a ice cream Milky Way. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. What about a favorite snack? It could be salty. It could be sweet. You tell me if you had to go get a snack, just something to munch on, what would it be?
Hmm, that's a good question.
Try.
I don't know. I mean, chips are a really obvious answer, but they're not like my favorite.
Oh, and there's so many flavors.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, I'm just gonna go with old reliable pretzels because pretzels are just they're crunchy, they taste good, and you can have a lot of them without feeling bad about yourself.
Ah, there you go. I like that one. That's pretty good. Yeah, slightly healthy in that sense, I suppose. Do you have a dream car?
I do not have a dream car. I don't like cars that much, I guess.
All right. I don't know how that plays out for you in a mechanic's home. But good on you. Good on you. All right. Do you have a favorite youth activity that you were a part of?
Um, well, I do marching band at school. I guess that
Oh
would
no,
count.
no.
But
Youth activities that we've done at the church.
oh,
Have a
well,
favorite
you said
youth
just youth
activity?
activity, and you didn't say like,
Sorry. Do you have a favorite youth activity that took place here at the church?
hmm. I mean, games every night is just usually pretty fun, especially dodgeball, because everybody likes dodgeball.
Everybody likes dodgeball. Do you have a favorite rendition of dodgeball?
Just classic dodgeball is the best.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, I know the answer to this one. You've been in Ohio your whole life. Pop or soda?
Pop
Yeah. Why do
or
people?
soda pop, it doesn't matter.
Oh, no. Why do people say soda? Like, where does soda come from? Why do people? You've read books. Why do people say soda?
I don't know. I could look it up. I don't know.
All right. I try to look that one up. I'm gonna imagine with me. We're gonna drive to. Let's see. Let's go to Wendy's. I'm gonna take you to Wendy's. Imagine with me. We'll pull up to the Wendy's drive-through window. What are you ordering?
I'm I'm getting a son of a baconator combo with medium fries, medium drink, and Dr. Pepper.
Ooh,
Or cherry. Do they Coke or Pepsi? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. What now? Here's the test to see how often you've been there. What number is a son of a baconator?
Well, it used to be number 5, but then they changed it, and I can't remember. So,
Okay.
because it's like, I can't. It's like included with the Baconator, and now it's something different. It might be number 7 now.
All right. I'm gonna have to look it up now. I'm gonna have to check it out. But there you go. Last one. Let's end with. I've got a list of favorites here. Oh, I think I may have asked your brother this one, so it'll be good to ask you. Favorite school lunch?
Favorite school lunch? Well, usually we pack, but they have this like cheesy pull apart thing, and you just like it's got this warm gooey cheese inside, and you pull it apart, and then you can dip it in marinara sauce. That's just the best. I like that a lot.
That's pretty good. And that's a school lunch. Now, even if you're going to pack a lunch, what's your go-to that you would pack? Like, if you could pack the dream lunch, what are you packing to take to school?
Probably a turkey sandwich with cheddar cheese and salami. Some pretzels maybe, and for a drink, I honestly just don't care that much.
All right. Well, there you go. Now you know. Everybody watching knows what the dream lunch is for Drew Johnson. There you go, man. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do this interview. I hope the people watching have now gotten to know you just a little bit better. And I know I have. And I've asked everybody at the end of each interview if they have any final piece of wisdom they'd like to share or any final thoughts. So, Drew, do you have any closing remarks that you would like to make?
I wish my brother would stop being such
Yeah.
a.
if I can relate in any aspect here, I'm the younger brother, so I read into it. I understand. I get it. I can relate. Well, good, man. So no, you just in life, if you're a younger sibling, I don't know. I could speak a lot to it, but I'm not wanting to piggyback on your final thoughts. Just there you go. You've got to know Drew just a little bit more. I hope it goes beyond just watching this. Get to know him outside of this interview as well. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.